Welcome to another episode of Routes Through Pokemon Crossroads. I'm Shea.
I'm Ruby.
And I'm Rosella.
And together we are a family exploring the world of Pokemon through the video games, the anime, and the manga. And this is our third Crossroads episode, and our 10th part to the Ruby and Sapphire anime. Today we will be going through 9 episodes of the Kanto region, but 3 of those I think we've covered a little bit before, so we're mostly going to skim right through them and just catch the tallies and rank them. And we only have 1 episode from Hoenn this week. And we're going through these Kanto things because when we first started, we did not cover the episodes in depth, or rank them, or tally them. And so, since Rosella and Vavai are going through the remakes of the Kanto region games, we thought we would go ahead and cover the episodes as well, especially since Rosella wanted to watch through them with me.
Yeah.
But before we dive into this chunk of stuff, let's do a quick catch-up on what's been going on. What have you been up to, Rosella? Nobody else has been doing anything interesting lately.
I think on Saturday, we went to a birthday party that was Minecraft themed, and they had a Minecraft trivia, and they had prizes for the top 3 who got points, and Flame got first, and I got second, and some other person that I don't remember the name of at all, got third, and so I got a chicken jockey.
Chicken jockey! What did Flame get?
He got Minecraft Uno.
Nice. Is it just like regular Uno, but with Minecraft themed cards, like just characters and stuff?
Pretty much. There is a creeper card that if you draw it while playing the game, you have to draw 3 extra cards and show that you got a creeper card.
Interesting. Do the creeper cards do anything else?
Not really.
So they just make you draw more cards. How do you get rid of a creeper card?
They're just a wild.
Oh, so they're a wild. That's so you can. Like, you can lay it however you want, or you, like, call what color it is or whatever?
What color?
Okay, so it's a wild card.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Like the normal wilds.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just got sick, so I laid around and slept all week. That's why my voice is so...
Lies.
Liar.
Never.
You were gone all week. Well, not a whole week, I guess, but...
All weekend.
Oh, no, not quite a whole week. It was like 4 days.
You left on a Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday.
Came back Sunday?
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So 5 days.
Oh, Wednesday afternoon or whatever, right?
Well, we left in the morning.
Oh, did you leave in the morning? Okay.
Well, sort of.
So just a little bit longer than my men's retreat. Because that's what I do Wednesday and come home Sunday.
Most of it was driving on Wednesday and Sunday, so, like, it was more of a 3-day event.
Yeah.
But 2 days drive time.
Yep. I did not have to drive that long.
Well, we left super late on Wednesday. For what we should have left at like 9, and we left at like 9:45, and then we had like an hour and a half long lunch break, which I prefer longer than short lunch break on long trips. People are just like sometimes like, you only have 10 minutes to go get your food. Good luck, even though there's 50 people. But that was okay. An hour and a half was a little extensive though, and then we took a couple of breaks throughout the day. So, like, it was supposed to just be 5 hours, but it ended up being, like, 9 hours from leaving to getting there, which is fine. But then we went down to Iowa for nationals, for Bible Quiz Fellowship Nationals. That's what it's technically called.
Yep.
And so...
And had a terrible time?
Yeah, it was so boring. Never, ever going again. No, it was great, and we had 3 days, like, full of quizzing, and then there was hanging out in the afternoons and stuff. And then Saturday was the big championship, and it was really crazy, and there were like the most amount of quizzes that there could be, and it was kind of intense, and there was lots of strategic play for the quizzing. But our ministry's top team, Revelation, they won, and our ministry has not won in 10 years. The same ministry, because each group is a ministry and has their teams go. Like, our ministry had 11 teams. And our ministry hasn't won in 10 years. And we haven't beaten Summit's ministry top team in 6 years. And they finally beat them, which is really crazy.
That is awesome.
It was really cool.
Nice.
But then we came home Sunday, which was yesterday.
And now your voice is shot, which is great for recording purposes.
You're welcome. I'm glad I didn't lose it at Nationals. I don't think anyone did. Usually someone's like whispering by the time like they get there, like they're whispering to the quizmaster, being like, I can't talk any louder than this.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone really lost their voice.
Well,
People were starting to sound kind of like this towards the end, but
sure.
Sunday morning worship was a little squeaky, but that's okay.
Little squeaky.
I think I sounded like the worst out of everybody, but that's okay. I didn't mind that much.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All should go. It's so fun.
What?
Just find your local ministry.
No. But now we have plenty of episodes to get through, so let's go ahead and jump into our long list of Kanto episodes.
Okie dokie.
All right, starting in Kanto with the Kanto anime, we are starting at Season 1, Episode 16, Pokemon Shipwreck, or Pokemon Hiroyuki, which translates to Pokemon Adrift. So we start off recapping how the St. Anne capsized and sunk with Ash and Co. and the Team Rocket trio on board. And then we see Officer Jenny on another boat sending flowers into the water as a funeral for the gang and Team Rocket, who have all drowned with the St. Anne.
I think they only mention Ash and the group. They don't even mention Team Rocket.
I'm pretty sure they say Jesse and James, too.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I did just rewatch it for notes.
Well, I'm also pretty sure that they say that. Like, I thought it was weird that they mentioned them. It's like, they're the ruffians that you would be chasing. But okay, yeah, let's honor them in their death.
Anyway, it turns out the ship landed on a pillar of rock and upside down. We cut to Jesse and James relaxing on a beach, reciting their motto, but they create their own irritating interruption by talking. They start talking about tans and how hot the sun is and stuff like that in the middle.
Underwater. Just listen.
They're on a beach, saying their motto, and then they start talking about the tans and how hot the sun is, and then they wake up, and their hair is on fire from a stove.
Wait, is that a
mangled mane?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Jesse does end up with a mangled mane because it does get ruined by the fire for a little bit. It's restored quickly, but
Does she just like wear wigs or something?
that's actually been suggested within the anime itself.
Because it's like almost always perfect except for the scene where
It would explain like the big haircuts and stuff. So.
like when the scyther cut it off? And
Mm-hmm. So Jesse has a plan for escaping and has Ekans' acid melt a hole in the floor.
that was smart.
Or ceiling, depending on how you look at it. And water starts spraying up. Switching over to the gang, they want to dive down to the deck, but to make sure they can make it, Misty sends in Goldine to find a way out. She comes back with a drowned Team Rocket. Then they start their motto, but are too drowned to finish, and we get a second irritating interruption. They all decide to battle, but pulling out their Pokemon starts causing the ship to teeter, and so they move back and forth to try to keep the ship from falling. And Misty finally has the sense to tell everyone to call back their Pokemon. And then she forces everyone to shake their hands to work together for now in a team-up rocket!
Yeah.
After getting to the bottom of the ship, which is actually the top now because it's upside down, Charmander burns a hole through, and the gang use their water Pokemon to get out.
Wait, my question is like there's some stairs and they can't get up to them because like it's upside down. But they send out Onyx, which is a completely boulder Pokemon, and they just walk up him and the ship's like, oh yeah, I'm completely fine. But if you send out
the stairs were probably somewhere in the center. That's what we're going with. That's what we're going to go with.
Well, it doesn't still make no sense if it was in the center, but it doesn't make sense.
That'd have to be pretty close. I tried to balance things on my fingers, but it has to be precise.
James laughs maniacally after being made fun of because they're like, Team Rocket's like, how are we going to get out? We don't have any water Pokemon. But he does have a water Pokemon, so he sends in Magikarp.
When he said that, I don't know, but I think there was at least someone in the room who wasn't quite catching on, and I was like,
ha ha, he has one though. And then it cut to him laughing. I was like,
I don't know, like, you probably knew he had one, but I don't know if you caught that he was going to start laughing or something, but I was like, he should.
To me?
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen this before.
Oh, okay then.
I've watched all of these before.
I was the one who had no idea what was going on.
Anyway, I knew exactly what was going to happen, too. I knew it was going to flop around and do nothing because I knew that it doesn't get them out.
Yeah, but I knew he was going to be like...
So anyway, yes, the Magikarp just flops around. It doesn't help because they tied themselves off to the Magikarp, too. They're like, and go! And they're just standing there and he's flopping around.
It's kind of convenient how he held still while you were tying yourselves on. Think about that.
Ash and Co. end up on a piece of debris floating around on it, and the ship sinks deeper into the ocean. And they kind of feel bad for Team Rocket going that way. Brock recalls the story of Noah and mentions sending a bird, so Ash sends out Pidgeotto to help them figure out which way to go, because they can't see land in any direction.
Animal was mentioned.
Yes. Once again, one of the Pokemon find waterlogged Team Rocket, this time tied to the Magikarp. They pull them onto the raft, and then eventually everyone is hungry, and so they look at Magikarp, but it turns out he doesn't have enough meat to eat. So James is just sick of Magikarp being completely useless and kicks the fish off the boat. And we get an evolution as it becomes Gyarados. And then it calls more Gyarados, and together they use Dragon Rage and create a water cyclone that sucks up the gang. To be continued. This week, for that episode, our Who's That Pokemon was...
Gyarados? Magikarp?
Magikarp. Magikarp.
I like Gyarados. Wait, have we seen that before? Magikarp?
We got 2 irritating interruptions, a mangled mane, a team-up rocket, and an evolution. Now to rank it. And the first person to rank today is Ruby.
Maybe right above Mystery at the Lighthouse?
And under Pokemon Emergency?
Sure.
That's where I would place it.
Seems fine to me. That puts Pokemon Shipwreck at number 12 out of 16. So next is Season 1, Episode 17, Island of the Giant Pokemon, or Kyodai Pokemon no Shima, which translates to Island of the Giant Pokemon?
Wow.
That one got a question mark at least, so it changed it a little bit. We jump in with the gang and Team Rocket all getting sucked into a water cyclone, and the next thing we know, Ash and Co. are waking up on a beach, and Pikachu and the trio of starters are gone. Then we have an amusing moment where a Krabby pinches Team Rocket awake on their area of the beach, and their Meowth is missing, along with Ekans and Coughing. And this is where we learn that their Pokemon were gifts for a birthday for Jessie and Christmas for James.
So I guess you can't say that they caught them properly, but that's okay, like a gift. As long as it wasn't an evil gift.
Sure. At this point, they have caught nothing, as far as we know. Like, we've never seen them catch anything.
That is funny.
They got them as presents, Meowth just following them around, and Magikarp was bought.
We do learn that James does have another Pokemon later.
Wait, what?
He has a Growlithe. It's just not with him.
Oh, I was like, I feel like this somewhat...
It was his pet when he was growing up.
Oh, that's fine.
Growly the Growlithe. Anyway, then Team Rocket finds a telephone booth on the beach. But they don't have any money to use it, so it doesn't help them. We then cut to Pikachu finding Ash's starters and releasing them from their Pokeballs. Together they find a Slowpoke just resting on a rock, and they ask it where they are. But the Slowpoke just stares, then backs up and dips its tail in the water behind it.
Because he's ready to evolve.
He doesn't know that. It gets dark, and the 4 Pokemon are still searching for Ash. Bulbasaur thinks Ash just forgot about them. Spying from the bushes is Meowth with Ekans and Coughing. Meowth jumps in and gives only the last few lines of the Team Rocket motto. But he doesn't change anything, he just uses the last part of it. Pikachu and the others are not impressed. Meowth tries to sick Ekans and Coughing on them, but he's not their master. And we learn in this conversation that there are no bad Pokemon, only bad masters.
And he's like, the Meowth's like, but you're evil Pokemon. And he's like, they're like, no, we
Ekans
just
is,
have bad master. Like, we don't just do what they say.
Meowth doesn't have a master, and so does that make him a bad Pokemon?
He's more human, too.
He also mentions that. He's like, but I don't have a master, and I always act like a rat.
Ooh, rude.
Another mention of a real animal. Then the Pokemon have a campfire and some food, with Meowth tied to a tree. All the rest just enjoy it together. Then a huge Rhydon shows up, and the Pokemon all flee.
Wait, what's Rhydon?
The evolution of Rhyhorn. Looks like a rhino Pokemon, kind of, but this one stands on its hind legs and has a drill nose.
Okay.
Then we find Ash and Co. running from a gigantic Zapdos. Team Rocket is running away from a Moltres. And then we catch up with the lost Pokemon having a meal at some kind of like food booth run by a Slowbro in the middle of the woods. I didn't understand that.
It was odd, but
And they're all getting like drunk and stuff, which you can't necessarily tell totally, but if you get the Japanese version...
Pokemon?
Yeah. They're all like drinking and eating and stuff. And there's a point where they call the Slowbro barkeep in the original Japanese. So
I did not know that.
that's why they're the way they are all talking and falling asleep while eating and drinking. It's
a little
like a bar,
confusing
basically.
to me, so. But that's interesting.
Because they're all sad. They're drowning their sorrows. The next day, Team Rocket head back to the phone booth and call Collect to Giovanni. And when he answers and asks them what they want, it better be a good reason, they're like, well, hold on, we got to do our motto first. Which just upsets the boss, and he hangs up on them.
He was a little mad.
Team Rocket then find Pikachu and plan to catch it. Until they realize it is a giant Pikachu and they nearly get crushed by it.
Sucks to be you.
Yeah, the other groups run into giant Pokemon as well, and Squirtle tries to communicate with a giant Blastoise, but it just attacks them.
Yeah, they all like push him out too. They're like, he's your big brother, go! Or like your ancestor or whatever.
They try to convince Bulbasaur to do the same with a Venusaur, but he refuses because he's smart enough after what happened.
But the way that Squirtle talked to him and stuff was kind of funny. And then he was just ignoring him, and Squirtle's like, Squirtle, squirt.
Team Rocket find a rail car and have the cord for the phone booth that they had been following for a while, which they drag along with them as they go down the cart because they planned to go one way with it, but apparently downhill was back towards the beach, so they're following that way. But this giant cord starts catching all the giant Pokemon as they go downhill, dragging them all along behind them. And then Ash and Co. fall into the cart with Team Rocket when they confront the giant Pikachu. And then the lost Pokemon also join them. And somewhere early on, the brake gets broken by Team Rocket, so they can't stop, and they're about to go through like this loop-de-loop in the track, which why would that even be there? And so then James says they should prepare for big trouble, and Jesse says that they should make it double in a catching catchphrase where they switch their lines. Then the cart shoots up into the sky, busts through a Zapdos, revealing that it's a machine, and it crashes into all the collected giant Pokemon, blowing them all up because they're all machines.
One thing I guess I didn't realize while I was watching, but none of the giant Pokemon ever say anything.
It's because they're robots.
Yeah.
As Team Rocket, Ash, and the gang all crash into the water, a tour boat goes by, talking about Pokemon Land. So it was a park. And then Giovanni gets a call that his park is ruined, meaning it belonged to him, and it just cost him a lot of money. The gang then arrive at Porta Vista. Oh, and that Slowpoke from earlier shows up again at the end on his rock, and he pulls out his tail, still saying Slowpoke at first, but when he stands up and we find that they're like on his hind legs and finds there's a shelter on his tail, although it doesn't look like a shelter, he says Slowbro, and that means we have an evolution.
Then wouldn't he just be saying Slowbro and not being like, oh, look at that, I'm actually...
It's kind of... I think it's supposed to show just how slow-witted Slowpoke is.
Maybe it's just like he's so slow that it took so long to get to his brain that he evolved.
Right.
Later on, there's like a bunch of Slowpoke or something, and something happens. They get hurt, but then they're like, wait a second. as like the other group is like hurt, and then they're like, ah. And I'm like, they're so slow. And does the shelter or whatever attaches to their tail, can it evolve into something else without attaching to them?
Shelter does evolve into a cloister when it's on its own.
Okay.
And our Who's That Pokemon is?
Slowpoke.
Slowbro. And our tallies are 1 catching catchphrase and 1 evolution. And now it's Rosella's turn to rank it.
Oh, my turn. I really like this one because I love all the Pokemon chatting and stuff.
I do like that. I like it when they're all together like that.
Yeah, so now where to put it? Okay. Below Squirtle Squad and above Electric Shock Show.
Okay. How do you feel about that, Ruby?
Above Squirtle Squad.
No, below Squirtle Squad.
Below Squirtle Squad.
Yeah, that looks like a good spot.
All right. So that puts the Island of the Giant Pokemon at number 6 out of 17.
6 out of 7.
Roku Nana!
Roku Nana!
All right, so that brings us to our first truncated recap, because we've talked about this one before, because we skipped it once, and so we went back to talk about it. But that is Season 1, Episode 18, which will also throw off our numbers, because if you're looking at other things, this one doesn't exist here, so the next episode would be 18. But this is really 18.
Okay.
Just not in the American version.
It is 18, but it isn't. But
Right.
it kind of is.
And it's called Beauty and the Beach. Or Aopuruko no Kyujitsu, or Holiday at Aopulco. So the gang are taking a beach vacation, but then accidentally steal a boat. It wrecks when Team Rocket hit it with a Gyarados.
Accidentally steal a boat.
Basically. And Team Rocket hits it with a Gyarados sub, which is the first appearance of this submarine. And their sub gets damaged by doing so. And the gang find out the owner of the boat has a restaurant and was going for a trip on his boat, so they work for him. Team Rocket work for the rival restaurant to get money for sub repairs. When things go awry, the gang take part in a beauty contest to win money for the owner because he owes money to the other restaurant owner.
I forgot that this was a shorter recap because I was like, you're missing a lot of details here.
Because this was banned for a few years and stuff, so... And then when it got translated, they still cut scenes out. So when we watched it, watched it with the Japanese segments spliced back in.
It was actually nice not to have to go find him or whatever.
Yes. So Team Rocket tried to win the beauty contest as well for Brutella, which is their restaurant owner person.
And somehow James has boobs.
Yeah, some inflatable things or something. Oak and Delia are in town as well, and Brock somehow becomes the announcer for the contest, which makes no sense. And Gary shows up as a recurring rival. And the gang battle Team Rocket and their land-crawling Gyarados sub. And when a heat-seeking rocket torpedo is sent back, like they launch it and it's sent back to them, Jesse and James recite the beginning of their motto in a catching catchphrase of like, prepare for trouble and make it double. It hits them and Brutella's restaurant, destroying it, and sending Team Rocket and Brutella blasting off again! Ding! For some trivia for this, apparently Meowth did have a different voice actor at this point. Or, like, not at this point, but for all the other episodes before this, and for a bunch of episodes after this, because he was the voice for the first, 31 episodes, but this one was banned, so they skipped this one and did different ones or whatever. So, since this one was dubbed later, it has the other voice actor that we're normally hearing. Our Who's That Pokemon for this episode is Pidgeotto. And our tally is 1 recurring rival and 1 catching catchphrase. And now it's my turn to rank it. Let's see. So, yeah, it was a fun one. I enjoyed it. Very comical. Brutella is annoying and ugly. James is creepy.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think I might put Beauty and the Beach. I think I'm going to put it just above Showdown at Pewter City and under Battle Aboard the St. Anne.
That looks good.
Okay.
So that makes that one number 10 out of 18. All right, and now we move on to sort of a sequel episode to our highly edited episode of Beauty and the Beach, and that's Season 1, Episode 19, Tentacool and Tentacruel. Or Menokurage Dokukurage or Menokurage Dokukurage.
I love the difference. It's so big.
It's just the names of Tentacool and Tentacruel in Japanese. Ash and Co. are still at Porta Vista, and Ash wants to get off the island, but they miss the boat. And we'll have to wait 3 hours for the next one.
No, not 3 hours. Whatever will they do?
Well, Ash doesn't have a whole lot of patience. You all know this.
How do we know this?
Have you not watched Ash in his series? He's not a patient person.
I don't remember.
Maybe you just don't recognize it because you're similar.
Rude.
They find a horsey in the water, and it has a black eye. Not pupil, but like it's black around their eye. A black mark around their eye. That's not a demon horsey.
We know what a black eye.
The horsey tries to explain about...
Guy.
The horsey tries to explain about Tentacool and Tentacruel with ink pictures. Farther out in the water, a boat is destroyed, and the people on the boat dive into the water. Misty sends her water Pokemon to save them, and the gang find a boat to help out. There's something being constructed out there as well. And then the gang meet the boss of the ship and the building project, and she looks just like Brutella from the last episode. But her name is not Brutella, it is Nastina. Because she's
Who
nasty.
named these children?
I'm gonna name you Nastina and you Brutella.
She's apparently building a resort out there, but there are Pokemon causing problems, and she will give the gang a ton of money if they exterminate the Tentacool.
Oh,
Do you think the gang went for it? Do you remember how it went down?
I'm pretty
They
sure they
killed
said
them.
no. What?
I mean, they only killed a couple by accident. No,
Do you think the gang said no right off the bat?
Well,
Not Brock
probably
and
not.
Rash.
Correct. Ash and Brock are like, ooh, we want the money.
Yeah. And then, like, Misty's the only one who has any saneness here. So.
Right? Misty is the sensible one around here.
She thinks Tentacool and Tentacruel are very misunderstood and beautiful, pretty Pokemon.
Yes. Yes, Misty thinks Tentacool are adorable. Which I thought was cool, because I didn't even remember her saying that in this episode, but she does, and later on in the Orange Islands is when she talks about how wonderful Tentacruel are, or how some people don't think Tentacruel are beautiful, or whatever she says.
Which is just silly, obviously.
Right. The gang had given Horsey a super potion and put it in a pool with Pikachu. I don't know if Pikachu was in the pool, but Pikachu was around to keep an eye on it, at least. I don't remember.
They probably told him to watch the Horsey, because I think Horsey was in the big ocean.
Originally, but
No, they moved him.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Reuniting, the Horsey is doing well, and then Nastina makes an announcement on speakers throughout the whole town, offering the reward she originally offered the gang. Kill the Tentacool, and she'll give them lots of money. So many people rush in to answer the call. Team Rocket arrive to volunteer with their motto, after first sending in a rose in a tuxedo mask style.
That's always cool.
Yeah.
I like it when they just throw the rose in.
Right? Do you like it when they throw you in, Rosella? Because you're the rose.
I'm not an actual rose.
That's what you keep claiming. We all know better.
I am not an actual rose.
She's a liar. Don't listen to her. If you could see her, you'd know. She's just a rose. So as Team Rocket drive their boat out there, they are blown out of the boat by a ton of Tentacool. The barrel of stuff Team Rocket were going to pour on the Tentacool lands on the one Tentacool that blew them up, and we get an evolution as the Tentacool becomes a supersized Tentacruel.
Yeah. Well, is that their normal size?
No.
I didn't know if they were actually meant to be big, because I've seen big ones underneath the water and stuff in, like, anime.
Yeah, maybe big, but not this big.
I thought it seemed really big, but I'm like, do they just, like, live under the water like that, or is it?
No, I think this is a real giant-sized Pokemon. 2 episodes ago, we got the Island of Giant Pokemon that were all just mechanized ones, and now we have a real giant-sized Pokemon.
Or is it real?
It is. So the creature starts destroying Nastina's progress on her resort. It is shot at by tanks, and so Tentacruel and the Tentacool start destroying the town. Tentacruel grabs Meowth and can somehow speak through it psychically, and it reminded me a ton of a scene from a 90s action movie where aliens invade. There's a scene where one of the aliens has like tentacles wrapped around a scientist's throat and it is pressed up against the glass, and the scientist is like dead or dying or something, but he's talking for the aliens. The aliens are talking through him. It's super creepy. This one's a little less creepy because Meowth is not being killed.
Have I seen that movie?
I do not think it's. Did I even say the name? I don't remember. It's called Independence Day.
Are you gonna show it to me?
Sure, it's a fun movie. It's mostly an action. It's not really a creepy movie for the most part, but that part is a little like whoa. But yeah, it's a fun action.
It's not a creepy
sci-fi movie. It really
you
isn't.
Wouldn't call 5. Oh wait. What's the name of those movies? Stop. Let me think.
She keeps telling me to wait and stop, but I'm not even doing anything.
Stop. 4th Street? If that's wrong, don't tell me the real name. Maple Street.
What are you even trying to
I know.
about?
Yeah, I know you know.
Even before you said it, because when you said 5, like Five Nights at Freddy's, is what I thought of right off the bat, but I knew what you were aiming for.
Stop.
Even though the number there's no numbers.
Is it like Nightmare on Elm Street?
Nightmare on Elm Street, and Maple Street is the final girl version of it.
That's what I was wondering if she was thinking, but
Yeah.
I couldn't figure it out because she said 5, so I was so confused.
Right? Yeah, I'm like 5 has nothing to do with anything. And no, I mean, there's definitely the Nightmare on Elm Street is creepy. I mean, I'm not creeped out by it, but it's creepy. I would not call Independence Day creepy.
I know, but I was just saying 'cause it's funny. It's like, oh sure, like we can listen and trust you.
Yeah. I grew up on watching a lot of horror movies. Anyway, Tentacruel and Tentacool want revenge and will destroy the humans' home since their home was being destroyed. The gang realized Horsey was trying to tell them all that before. The gang send in many of their Pokemon to send the Tentacool back to the sea. Pikachu pleads with the Tentacruel, trying to reason with it, and Misty climbs up to a roof to get to the Pokemon's level, and also plead with the giant Tentacruel. And eventually, Tentacruel accepts their word, but warns that if they cause more problems, they will not stop the next time.
Oh,
And Nastina, despite that, almost ruins everything and tries to hit Tentacruel with a bunch of weapons. So Tentacruel whacks her way up into the air until she vanishes. Ding!
Didn't she have a tank at one point?
Yeah, she spent a lot of time in the tank, yeah. When she was giving orders and everything. But she came out of the tank, I think, with like a bunch of weapons to try to blast, like a bazooka or something. I don't even remember.
You're literally in a tank.
I think maybe the tank got destroyed already. I don't remember. But then we see Nastina crash back down, and it destroys the framework of Brutella's work to rebuild her restaurant that got destroyed in the last episode.
He was kind of funny.
It's so good. I love that part. And that's when we learn, because she says, Brutella's like, nice of you to drop in, cousin. So they're related.
No way.
There's a lot of characters, if you look at them, that look almost identical and stuff, because they're just generic drawn characters for the anime. So, and they're not related.
All of the Nurse Joys.
And they are related, but not even by blood. And they look alike, so.
It's a talent.
It's a talent.
I think it's just that, like, okay. I love our clone theory, but here's another idea. There's this one family line, and you know how a bunch of those, like, or at least in the olden days, I don't know if they still do it, but like Chinese people would like put on like white face paint or whatever, and then like have their hair in a wig or whatever, and a lot of them would look the same if they were like royalty.
Okay.
See, there's this one family who has this like rule of looking, and so everyone has to follow that pattern.
Oh, That is an interesting theory that would line up with certain other games, like, for example, Legends Z to A, because there's like a few different Nurse Joys at the Pokemon Centers, but they do not look identical, but they all wear their hair pretty much the same or color the same or whatever. It's not a bad theory. Not a bad theory. I was ready to just reject it right off the bat because I'm like, I like my clone theory, and it's not even a theory, it's fact.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to say the other one was wrong. I was just like, here's an idea.
No, that's pretty good, though. I actually like that one.
Thank you.
Anyway, so as the gang take off on the ferry, Team Rocket is being pulled along behind in a bucket. And then we find that Misty chose to keep the horsey, so we have another count for Gotta Catch 'Em All.
Okay.
And now some trivia. Because of the last episode being banned, so it didn't exist for a while, right, in America?
Mm-hmm.
They changed the lines when the gang and when Team Rocket first meet Nestina. Because nobody seems to really say much about how she looks just like Brutella. Because that wouldn't make any sense. Because we didn't have Brutella. But apparently, Team Rocket asked if she is Brutella when they first meet her, and Ash and Co. apologized to Nestina for her restaurant being destroyed. But it was actually Brutella's restaurant. So it was going to be a miscommunication. They're like, oh, we're sorry your restaurant got destroyed. Oh, wait, it's not you. So those existed in the original version, but we didn't get that joke because we didn't have that episode.
That's okay.
And our Who's That Pokemon is?
Horsey.
Correct. It is Horsey.
That makes no sense.
It does. Horsey was a prominent character at the beginning and helped warn them and got to stick with them. And
It is literally called Tentacool and Tentacruel.
I know. And we got 2 tallies. One for evolution, because the Tentacool evolved into the crazy giant Tentacruel, and a Gotta Catch 'Em All, because Misty befriends Horsey.
Yes.
And now it's time to rank it.
I put it right below number 8 and right above number 9.
So that makes Tentacool and Tentacruel number 9 out of 19. All right. So now we're going to move on to our next just quick recap episode, because I think we've covered it before. And that is episode 20 of season 1, The Ghost of Maiden's Peak. Or Yure Pokemon to Natsumatsuri. Or Ghost Pokemon and the Summer Festival.
Oh, fun.
Natsu is summer. I remember that.
Nice. Natsu's my favorite song.
The gang arrive on the mainland from the ferry that they took off of that island from Tentacruel and Tentacool and Beauty and the Beach. And Team Rocket is still being carried in their barrel. Brock sees a vision of a beauty and is in love, and James also falls in love with this girl, who is depicted as a statue at the edge of a cliff. They learn she's been dead for a long time. Eventually, James and Brock are up at the building near the statue, looking for the girl, and an old woman tries to help save them because they're so infatuated. And Team Rocket, Jesse and Meowth and Ash and everybody are trying to save Brock and James. And so the old woman sells them what she calls stickers. They have a different name in Japan, and they're a common type of thing, and they're not stickers, but, whatever.
Yeah, I was confused why they called stickers.
But it turns out that a Ghastly is portraying the ghost of the girl and the old woman, so she's the problem and the solution. But at the end, it turns out Ghastly talks to the real ghost girl, so she does exist, who is still waiting for her lost love. And when Jessie is looking for James, at one point, she runs into Misty and Ash, and she has to do the motto by herself for a moment, and she has an irritating interruption when she comments how it is a drag to do it by herself. But James eventually joins in from wherever he was hiding in the building or whatever.
It was so funny.
It was hilarious.
Wait, is that an interesting intro? Do I say that?
It's an irritating interruption.
Yeah, but she does some of the motto.
But she just does the same words.
Words, sure.
I don't know. Do you think it counts as an interesting intro?
Mostly because I want to read it.
Okay. Well, you can't read it, but you can say it.
Rude.
You know the beginning of the motto. So I guess we have an interesting intro as well. So let me go over this quick. Who's that Pokemon? It's Ghastly. Big shocker.
Wow, I'm so surprised.
And our tallies are irritating interruption and apparently an interesting intro.
What about middle? Does she get to the middle?
James jumps in for the middle.
Prepare for trouble. Make it double. To protect the world from devastation. To unite all peoples within our nation.
And then I think that's where she says it's a drag to do by herself. And then she does start up again, but he starts chiming in.
She used her hair or something as a mustache, didn't she? Or did
Possibly.
I just imagine that?
I don't remember. Okay, so now we have to rank this episode. And it's Rosella's turn.
Ooh, me?
No, the other Rosella.
I think I want it right below Squirtle Squad and right below Island of the Giant Pokemon. Right below.
That seems good. I think I liked it better than Island of Giant Pokemon, and yeah, it doesn't go above the starter ones.
You cannot go above the starters except for the first episode.
Wait, let me see.
Well, we could if there's a really good one.
Where's...
Island of Giant Pokemon is 7. Was 6, I mean.
And it's Here Comes the Squirrel Squad.
That hot? Okay.
It's a fun episode.
I thought it was okay, but that's fine.
My favorite part was the Pokemon talking and stuff.
Yes, Lee talking, you mean?
I was talking about Island of Giant.
Oh, Island of Giant Pokemon. Yeah, that was why we liked that one so much, was the talking Pokemon.
Yeah. I just didn't like this one as much.
The Ghost
but
of
that's
Maiden.
fine.
Well, where would you put it? Because we can split the difference a little.
I mean, probably just a little bit lower, but it's fine.
Oh, okay. Ghost of Maiden's Peak is now 6 out of 20. And then our third quick recap episode is Season 1, Episode 21, Bye Bye Butterfree.
No.
Or Bye Bye Butterfree, which translates to Bye Bye Butterfree.
No one could ever guess.
It's the same in every language. Well, maybe not every language, but it's the same in all these. So Ash and Co. find a bunch of Butterfree celebrating their season of love, where they mate and go off to lay eggs. The gang fly up in a hot air balloon to see all the Butterfree, and Ash sends in his. Other trainers are all around, sending theirs in too. Butterfree becomes smitten with a pink Butterfree, maybe from eating pinkenberries from Pinkenberry Island.
Ooh.
Team Rocket starts snatching up Butterfree with a net. We get our first boss fantasy of the show in this episode as they talk about how the boss will appreciate them after this catch. Ash's Butterfree is instrumental in helping free all the other Butterfree, which warms the pink Butterfree up to him, and they get together.
Oh, and Ash's Butterfree gets a scarf.
Yes, so we can tell which Butterfree he is throughout all the Butterfree stuff.
Yeah. I just thought it was convenient that Ash's Butterfree, like the pink one, instead of any other Butterfree.
Well, he did go up to other ones first.
Yeah, but he liked that one.
Well, he liked them all, but they kept dismissing him. But he was more insistent on the pink one, or the gang was trying to help much more with the pink one.
Okay.
As Ash and Co. chase down Team Rocket and find them, they also do the Team Rocket motto, which is awesome, and it even has an interesting intro before it stopped with an irritating interruption from Team Rocket.
Prepare for trouble.
And you can make that triple.
To protect the world from devastation.
To unite all peoples within our nation.
And after Team Rocket break in, Ash even chimes in at the end with, "You got that right." Taking over Meowth's thing as well. Misty even has a catching catchphrase as she says that they are defending the beauty of truth and love.
Team Rocket probably didn't like that.
No. Then Team Rocket's helicopter that they were using to catch things is exploded, and they're sent plunging down and blasting off again.
Ding ding!
Then, at the end, Ash has a flashback of his Butterfree as he says goodbye. Butterfree flies off with the pink one, and we have a gotta give 'em up.
No.
And our Who's That Pokemon this episode is?
Butterfree.
Butterfree! And we had a boss fantasy, an interesting intro, an irritating interruption, a catching catchphrase, and a gotta give 'em up. Now to rank it. And it's my turn. Let's see. Bye-bye Butterfree. I think I'm going to put that one just under Island of the Giant Pokemon and above Electric Shock Showdown. Because I think it's a really good episode. It's just also sad. So it can't go higher.
I think that's a good spot.
I like it.
All right. So that makes Bye Bye Butterfree number 8 out of 21. All right. And now we have full coverage on the next 3, which is kind of a trilogy of episodes, starting with Season 1, Episode 22, Abra and the Psychic Showdown.
Ooh.
Or Keishi Chonoryoku Taiketsu, or Casey Psychic Showdown. We open on a little girl sitting on the lap of a woman in shadows, and one of them has glowing red eyes. I don't remember which.
That's not creepy.
And then we cut to Ash and Co. lost in the woods,
Lost in the woods.
sending Ash and Misty into an argument. Then they see the little girl playing with a ball and giggling. She runs off, and Ash chases her right off a cliff.
Bye, Ash. He's dead. Moving on with the show.
Actually, some quick thinking from Ash sends Bulbasaur out, and he's caught and pulled up with Vine Whip. Then the gang enters Saffron City, despite the fact that we can't actually make it there in the game at this point.
And are greeted by 2 Hawaiian-looking people, which I think are both look like girls.
And they're really...
Team Rocket.
That's right.
Yep.
And they claim that the gang are the millionth visitors, or something to that effect, and so they win a prize.
It was like millionth, 1 billion, something.
Oh, really?
Millionth, 100, or 1 millionth and 2, 1 millionth
Oh,
and 3 for each person. So not millionth, billionth.
Gotcha.
Didn't change hundredths.
I didn't know.
I just remember that they made up some claim.
I just got bored of them talking.
So does Ash and everybody. It turns out, shockingly, that it was a ploy to snag Pikachu and lock the gang in a room by using a warp tile, which are a thing in the games. You haven't quite got to them yet.
Wait, who?
Warp time.
Rosella.
Oh.
You will when we get to Saffron City.
Yeah, which is how long?
We have 3 gyms to go. Then a TV screen appears, and Team Rocket, still in disguise, welcome the gang to the Prepare for Trouble, Make It Double show, and a catching catchphrase. Then they launch into the rest of their motto, and the gang sit and drink tea, ignoring them, which causes an irritating interruption as they yell at them for it.
Confusing on where they got the tea, but it was very funny.
Right. Well, yeah, it's a gag. But of course, they were also bored with Team Rocket's talking.
But yeah, they're like, oh, this show's like so boring or something, and Misty's like, yep, they'll get canceled soon.
The TV stops working as that little girl reappears in the room with Team Rocket and psychically freezes them.
Ooh, fancy.
The little girl then teleports with Pikachu back to the gang and then sends them all back onto the streets of Saffron. There they meet a guy that warns them to stay away from the gym before he runs off. The gym, because they ignore him, they go there. And
crazy weird dude. Don't go to the gym. Yeah, sure.
Sure. So the gym is full of people practicing their psychic abilities. Eventually the gang reach the stadium and see Ash's opponent is the little girl. She agrees to have a match, but if Ash loses, they all have to play with the girl and be her friends.
Forever.
That's not said here.
It's said by me. Right now. It was said right here. Right now.
Then the area lights up and the woman, Sabrina, is revealed. She says the match is 1-on-1 and sends in Abra. Ash chooses Pikachu. And Abra just sits there sleeping until Pikachu attacks, and then it teleports. Then it suddenly undergoes evolution and becomes a Kadabra.
Ooh. I feel like evolving during a match should be illegal.
Eh.
Because, it makes sense, they just fully recover and everything.
I mean, in the games, evolution doesn't make them recover.
We get extra health.
But you get, right, your health bar goes up because you have more health, but it only goes up by the amount your health increases, so it's really not a big deal.
I know it's not a full recover, but I still feel like it should be unfair.
I mean, it would be better to bring in a full health Kadabra than to have your Pokemon that's already beaten up evolve in the middle of a battle. It doesn't seem unfair at all to me. It doesn't make any reason why it would be unfair.
And didn't it evolve pretty much at the beginning?
Pretty much.
So yeah, that doesn't really matter to me.
It teleported once and then evolved.
Oh wow. It did so much damage.
Let's see. Pikachu because of the teleporting problem, decides to fill the whole, well, I think Ash tells him to, fills the whole room with lightning so that it will hit Kadabra no matter where he goes.
You think Ash tells him to? Ash is literally his trainer.
But Kadabra just hits Pikachu and then starts controlling it with psychic powers. Ash has to forfeit, and the gang is sent into a dollhouse-sized version of an empty town.
They're so confused at first.
Yes, they are.
And Brock goes
Why wouldn't they be?
And Brock goes into the bathroom and freaks out because he sees a girl in the bathtub.
I think it was actually Ash that does.
Yeah, I think so. Brock is the
Otherwise,
one who
Brock
discovered
would
the
have
fake
flirted.
cake.
What?
Brock would have flirted.
Yeah, he discovered the fake cake.
Yeah, he bites into the fake cake.
And then he realizes it's a doll.
Yep. Yeah, Ash is like, oh, I'm so sorry.
And he's like, wait a minute. What's wrong?
Eventually, the little girl comes after them, and she is huge, walking along the streets of the empty town. And she throws her ball, and so they run away, and they reach a dead end, and there's a large picture there of the little girl with, presumably, a mother and father. Before the gang are crushed by the little girl's ball, the guy that warned them about the gym shows up out of nowhere and rescues them all by teleporting them all back out. He tells them to give up on challenging Sabrina, but after Ash shows his determination against the man's psychic powers, he finally tells them there might be one way to win. What Ash has to do is go to Lavender Town to get a ghost Pokemon, which is how the game is supposed to work, but Red and Blue and Yellow do not work that way. However, I'm pretty sure Leaf Green and Fire Red will.
Ooh,
Fun.
Because it started working by the second game's Gold and Silver. Ghost is good against Psychic.
Wait, so do I have to go into a spooky tower?
Yep. Then we get an epilogue of Meowth pulling a still paralyzed Team Rocket behind him, as they also follow the gang.
Bossy.
And I have some trivia for this episode. When Pikachu fills the stadium with lightning to negate Kadabra's teleportation, the sound effects that the show uses are the same for when the DeLorean travels through time in the movie Back to the Future. It sounds just like it, with the high-pitched, like, screech almost, with the lightning effects and the crackling.
Okay.
And it was
Seems
awesome.
random.
It is super random, but it was awesome. And our Who's That Pokemon this episode is?
Abracadabra.
Alakazam.
Definitely not Alakazam. It's Abra.
And
And our tallies are Catching Catchphrase, Irritating Interruption, and an Evolution. Now to rank it.
it was okay. Maybe it goes below the water flowers of Cerulean City and above Tentacruel and Tentacool. Tentacool and Tentacruel.
Does that seem good for you, Rosella?
Yep.
All right, so that makes Abra in the Psychic Showdown number 11 out of 22. And now, Season 1, Episode 23, Part 2 of this Psychic Trilogy, The Tower of Terror.
Not so random.
Or Pokemon Tawa de Geto Daze. Or Got It at the Pokemon Tower.
Tawa.
Tawa. On the way to Lavender Town, there is a thick fog. Ash and Misty are holding hands. Brock reaches for them by following their voice, but instead grabs Pikachu's tail, which causes Pikachu to zap him in some friendly fire.
Hey, if someone grabbed my tail, I would zap him too.
If you had zappy powers, maybe.
If I had a tail, maybe.
Then Ash decides to scare everyone, and so Pikachu zaps him for a second friendly fire.
That one was kind of funny, but I knew he was going to be in trouble with his friends.
The gang arrive at the Pokemon Tower, and they're all scared to go in. Team Rocket is already inside the tower and plan to get Pikachu. But then James falls through a weak part of the floor. A Ghastly arrives and scares Meowth, and then Jessie down into the hole after James, and so they all fall to the next level after that.
Didn't she, look in a mirror and then, Ghastly was on her face or something?
Yep, that did happen. But she didn't believe Meowth. She was wondering why he was freaking out before, because she didn't see Ghastly, because Ghastly kept sneaking around and disappearing, so... The screams of Team Rocket cause Ash and Co. to be even more scared to go inside. But they finally do go in, and when Brock finds a candle, Ash has Charmander light it, which burns Brock in more friendly fire.
Because he just, uses his fire breath or whatever. And it burns him.
Lots of friendly fires.
Oh, there's a lot, yeah. The gang hear new voices, and it is creepy laughter. But it turns out it's actually just Hunter and Gengar laughing at some kind of comedic programming on TV in a secret room of the building. Then the gang find a banquet hall that's all set up, but it all goes crazy with the dishes flying around, which scares them all to run out of the building completely.
Yeah, but
just out of the whole building.
Pikachu's riding on a plate and Brock is riding on a chair.
Yes.
And then they just jump.
So then Misty and Brock are not willing to go back inside. And so when Ash suggests he and his Pokemon will go in, Charmander burns all three of the gang in more friendly fire.
Like, yeah, maybe now.
After a rousing speech, Ash and his Pokemon go back in. They look down a hole in the floor and hear noises down there. Ash decides to have Pikachu and Charmander send electricity and fire down there. This lights Jessie's hair on fire because it's just Team Rocket and she has a mangled mane.
And she's running around in circles and Ash at the top is like, ooh, fireball.
Yep.
Bow, bow.
Oh, jeez.
It's a song or something.
It is.
Yeah, I
Is
know.
it a bad song?
I mean, I don't like it.
Oh, I just know that's like a line in it.
And yeah, and I've heard it many times because it's used on like Instagram videos and stuff. So
Oh, I just know that one singular part.
Me
Sure.
too.
Bow, bow.
that's because it's one of the main parts in all those little clips. So then a Haunter shows up and scares Ash and his Pokemon. Gengar arrives and whacks Ash, and the two ghosts laugh. Ash is not impressed with their humor, which depresses them. And then a chandelier falls on Ash and Pikachu, and the three ghosts think it is a great performance.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they're just dead, and they're like, "Yay!"
And then they're like, wait, why aren't they moving?
Right, so when they don't get up, Haunter decides to pull their souls right out of their bodies.
He's like, "Oh, I know the solution."
Let's just kill them.
and they all go flying around for a bit.
And they pick up Misty.
Yeah.
And then he just drops her and is like, catch her, Brock.
Yeah,
I mean, at least he dropped her near Brock.
and he didn't lift her up too high. But yeah, Ash plays pranks on Misty and Brock, scaring the crap out of them. Misty thinks something awful must have happened because she hears Ash's voice, and she rushes into the tower.
Ooh, she's in love.
Ash and Pikachu are taken to the secret toy room, and he learns that the ghost Pokemon just wanted someone to play with. Sort of like that little girl.
Yeah.
Ash apologizes that he can't stay, and when he finds Misty crying over his physical body, he goes back inside along with Pikachu into his body. The gang leave, giving up on catching the ghost Pokemon, but then Haunter comes after them, wanting to help Ash out. So another gotta catch 'em all. Sort of.
Gotta
Because
catch
he doesn't
'em
actually catch them.
all. Okay.
Yeah, no kidding.
Meanwhile, Team Rocket is stuck playing with the other ghosts as they're tied up and spinning around on a carousel in that secret room.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they do play with them for a little bit. And then he's like, I got to go.
I gets to go, man.
And our Who's That Pokemon is?
Hunter? Gengar?
Gengar.
I'm like, wait, what was the other ghost Pokemon that I thought was going to be in this one?
And our tallies are 4 counts of friendly fire, a mangled mane, and a gotta catch 'em all.
Gotta catch 'em all.
Now, to rank it. Rosella, your turn.
Ooh, my turn.
What did you think of the Tower of Terror?
I think I like it more than the ghost at Maiden's Peak. And below, here comes the Squirtle Squad.
What is your opinion, Ruby?
That sounds okay.
All right. So that makes the Tower of Terror number 6 out of 23. And for our last Kanto episode this week, it's part 3 of the Psychic Gym stuff.
Maybe it's your last Kanto episode this week.
Season 1, episode 24, Haunter versus Kadabra, or Gosuto Tai Esupa, or Ghost versus Esper.
What's an Esper?
Your face.
That's an interesting question, because the first time I've ever heard of Esper was a video game, Final Fantasy VI.
It would be.
An Esper is a person with or who possesses extrasensory perception, or ESP, so a psychic.
Ooh.
Oh.
However, Espers in Final Fantasy VI were like summons. Ash is ready to take on Sabrina, but Rock isn't thrilled to have a ghost tagging along. Misty thinks it's cute, until it licks her.
And she's paralyzed.
Back at the gym, Sabrina, through the little girl, says if Ash loses, they'll have to play with her again. Sabrina sends in
Honestly, if I were her, I would have been like, no, I'm just going to capture you because you disobeyed the conditions last time. So
They played with her last time.
forever.
She didn't say forever.
She didn't?
No, I said that earlier.
Oh, I thought you were just being like, well, that's not exactly what was said.
Did this time did she say forever?
Not yet. Sabrina sends in Kadabra, and Ash sends in Haunter, who isn't there. So Ash needs to send in another Pokemon, but they're all too scared. Ash and the gang make a run for it. The little girl thinks chasing them is a fun game, and she catches Brock and Misty and turns them into dolls. The mysterious man teleports Ash and his Pokemon out again. The guy explains that the girl wasn't always so mischievous. We get a flashback of the young girl as she gained power and caused problems for her parents and destroyed the house. The guy says she drove her parents away, and the conflict caused Sabrina to split into two girls, the strong trainer and the lonely little girl who wants friends. The man hands over a picture, which is the same that was in Sabrina's room. So Ash starts to put pieces together, and the man figures Ash is about to realize he is Sabrina's father.
But then Ash just says, you must be their photographer.
That's right, he just assumes he's a photographer. Now Ash needs to find Haunter so he can rescue his friends. Up above, as window washers on a skyscraper or something, Team Rocket recite their motto and almost finish it before Meowth gives an irritating interruption. They plan to catch Pikachu with a net, but Haunter shows up and scares them so they start to fall. Then Haunter acts super goofy while they're hanging on for dear life, and he makes Jessie laugh, sending Team Rocket falling into the ground, breaking a hole in the cement.
But first, Jessie is trying so hard not to laugh because she's the only one holding on, and they're holding on to her.
Yup.
They're like, don't you dare laugh.
But she does.
And then as they're falling, they're like, I don't see what's so funny about this, as she's just laughing all the way down.
Laughing all the way. Ha ha ha.
Deadly version.
What?
Deadly version.
Ash talks Haunter into coming with him to the gym again, and so they head back. Doll Misty and Doll Brock wonder how long they'll be like that, and then they're talked to by another doll who is actually Sabrina's mother. Ash shows up and challenges Sabrina for the third time. Kadabra comes out again, and when Ash chooses Haunter, he isn't there again.
I am kind of annoyed at Haunter for this.
Right? Pikachu can't let Ash become a doll, so he steps up. The match is going better, but not good. It's not going well. Mm-hmm. Then Haunter shows up again and starts making faces at Sabrina, and her father teleports back in. Finally, Haunter blows himself up along with Sabrina and the little girl with a bomb. Sabrina finally smiles and starts laughing. The guy mentions something about her not being that happy her entire life, and so Ash realizes the guy knew her when she was little, and so he must
have taken the baby pictures too.
Yup. Kadabra also starts laughing, because Sabrina is, and so Kadabra is defeated. The little girl vanishes, because she wasn't really real, and Misty, Brock, and Sabrina's mother all return to normal. Ash has the marsh badge, and the gang head out of town, and Haunter stays behind for a gotta give him up.
Was it really, though? Because, like, never really caught exactly.
I think it counts enough.
Yeah. But he wasn't even there for Ash, like, at all.
Right? Meanwhile, Team Rocket are covered in cement and shimmy away in statue form because the hole they created started being filled in with cement while they were still in it.
Mm-hmm. Sucks to be them.
And our Who's That Pokemon this episode is...
Hunter!
Hunter.
Finally gets a chance to be the who.
We got Ghastly, Gengar, Hunter.
Yep. And our tallies are an irritating interruption and I gotta give 'em up. And now to rank it. And it's my turn. Yeah, Hunter was really kind of annoying in this episode. I'm like, dude, just stick around and help. Maybe he realized that the glitch the game hadn't been coded correctly, and he knew he wasn't going to be powerful against Psychic, even though he's supposed to be. So he's like, nope, never mind, I'm checking it out. So I think I'm going to put this one... I think it might go under the School of Hard Knocks. I think I found that one more interesting than this
and
episode.
above Challenge of the Samurai.
Yeah, Challenge of the Samurai still is the bottom because that kid is annoying.
This is like the worst episode.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it is.
Yeah. So are you okay with where I'm putting this one, or do you think it goes a little higher?
I agree.
Okay.
I like it.
You like this episode?
No, I like where you put it.
Oh, you okay. Yeah. Like, there's, like, elements I liked about, like, the joke with the baby pictures and the situation with, like, I liked Sabrina's plot, like, her arc or whatever of, like, having split personality thing and all that stuff. I thought that was interesting, and it being mended was good, but Hunter was just frustrating.
Yeah.
All right, so that makes Hunter versus Kadabra the climax of the trilogy, being the worst of it all. Number 23 out of 24 episodes.
Cool.
And now we have to catch a Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like there's like an obvious one, but then it's like, well, actually, I don't really want to pick that one.
I know who I'm picking.
I think I do too.
I do too.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Tentacruel. Tentacruel.
I had a feeling you were going in that direction.
It's just so cute.
I thought about it, and then
Okay, Misty.
I forgot about Horsey.
Horsey was in that episode. I forgot about that. So Ghastly gets a Great Ball, because we both picked that, right, Rosella?
Yep.
And then Tentacool, which has a Ruby.
I said Tentacruel.
Oh, you said Tentacruel. So Tentacruel gets a Pokeball from Ruby. And our tallies for the Kanto episodes. We got our first boss fantasy. We got 4 more catchphrases, putting us at 5. We got 4 more evolutions, putting us at 8. 4 friendly fires, putting us at 15. 2 gotta catch 'em alls, putting us at 14. 2 gotta give 'em up, putting us at 4. 2 interesting intros, putting us at 3. 6 irritating interruptions, giving us 9. Our first 2 mangled mains. A recurring rival, bringing us to 3. And our first team-up rocket.
Yay. Wait, when did they team up?
In the Shipwreck episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they teamed up to get off the ship. All right. And now that we've wrapped up those episodes of the Kanto anime, it's time to jump into our 1 episode from Hoenn this week that we're covering. And that is episode 312, or season 6, episode 37. Jump for Joy, or Bijo to Yaju, Datengu to Joy-san, or Beauty and the Beast, Dirtang and Nurse Joy. So, that must mean Dirtang is Shiftry, I'm guessing? I wonder if Dirtang is even a proper translation of that, because the Tengu has Tengu in it, and Shiftry reminds me a lot of a Tengu, which is a mythological creature from Japan. Anyway, that's beside the point. We open with Joy in a Pokemon Center, and she gets attacked by a Shiftry. Not too long after, the gang arrive, and we learn that the Pokemon Center is a remote one up in the mountains. And when they don't find Nurse Joy at the desk, they investigate and see signs of a break-in inside her room. And Brock has a whole thing about, so this is Nurse Joy's room? Creep.
Well, it's a good thing he's never seen it before.
Fair.
Didn't he try to, like, sniff her out, too?
In this episode?
Yeah.
Or maybe he was
I don't know.
I can't smell her. Or
Maybe.
I smell that she was in this room last time.
Oh, that could be.
Obnoxious Brock stuff.
And when they're in the room, Ash and Pikachu suddenly succumb to Stun Spore. Although I have to wonder if it was really supposed to be sleep powder, because they kind of go unconscious. Whereas Stun Spore, we saw that people got a fever and stuff in the past, and they had have that whole weed. And they had 2 different episodes where they needed that weed to cure them of it.
Yeah, maybe they inhaled just the right amount that it kind of stunned them, put them to sleep. Because they were really confused when they woke up. So maybe it was just the pinch perfect amount.
Maybe.
But sleep powder would make more sense.
I think so, but who knows. Then we see that Team Rocket is hiding up in a tree, and the shift tree that took Nurse Joy rushes by. Jessie is suddenly worried about her hair because of the gust of wind that went through when shift tree went through, because that's what she cares about.
Yeah.
But it was fine, so there's no count for mangled mane. Meowth has an idea of getting the shift tree, and we get a boss fantasy because the shift tree's hands are like big leaf fans.
Yeah.
So he figured that it would be a nice way to cool off the boss.
Some of these boss fantasies, it sounds like it wouldn't do anything. It'd just be normal. It'd be an extra step for normal. Some would be like, oh, maybe that would actually be nice. And then some it's like, that would be annoying and irritating. This line's in maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
So then the gang at the Pokemon Center start doing some detective work, and they find a security camera that shows the kidnapping. So they decide to head to a large tree in the forest to rescue Joy, but they are met with many of the forest Pokemon trying to stop them, like Oddish and Nuzleaf and Seedots, I think is what they keep running to. Is that right?
I think it's Seedot. Thought it was more like an acorn name, but
The acorn is Seedot,
okay. Yeah, Seedot.
which evolves into Nuzleaf, which evolves into Shiftry. Oddish are the odd one out.
They're the odd one out, dude.
We're going back to the weed Pokemon. Anyway, Team Rocket think the twerps are after the Shiftry, like they want to catch it or something, and even complain about them stealing their ideas, and soon they'll be wearing their outfits or something like that, I think.
It made me think of when they took over the motto.
That was great.
I loved that so much.
That was with Duplica, right?
I think so.
Because she had the costumes. The first time we met Duplica.
It was so great. It was hilarious, but they did a crazy rendition of it. And Team Rocket was flabbergasted.
They were flabbergasted. So anyway, Team Rocket needs to act fast because they got to get to Shiftry first. When Joy wakes up, she is scared and tries to escape, but finds that she is way high up in this giant tree. The gang...
High on Oddish.
High on Oddish, the weed Pokemon. The gang realize the Pokemon are trying to stop them from getting to the tree, and so Joy must be there. Team Rocket continue to spy on them and are happy that the gang is doing all the work for them. Like getting through all the Pokemon and finding Shiftry and all that.
There's no, but I don't know. It's like it's a race or something, and then it's tailgating, but it's not.
Inside the tree, a ton of Oddish, Nuzleaf, and Seedot swarm in, making Joy even more nervous. And then we get our Who's That Pokemon trivia. This Pokemon attaches itself to tree branches to suck out the moisture.
Seedot?
Yup.
Yes.
Good job. Then Joy finds out she was brought there to care for a sick Nuzleaf. Shocker.
I never would have guessed.
Oh, you didn't think the Shiftry was just an evil Pokemon? I think it's even called the Wicked Pokemon.
No, I thought it was. I'm shocked. I am shocked.
Lies!
What? No.
Another Nuzleaf enters the tree and warns Shiftry about Ash & Co., so it goes out to deal with them himself. Well, so when Shiftry arrives, Ash battles it with Trico, and he sends the rest to go to the tree to get Nurse Joy. After Trico and Shiftry wear each other out a bunch, Team Rocket interrupts the fight with a modified motto.
Huzzah. Prepare for trouble here in the trees.
Make it double, we steal with ease.
To protect the world from devastation.
To unite all peoples within our nation.
To denounce the evils of trees and love.
To extend our reach to the leaves above. Meowth!
Wobba Fett. Team Rocket blasts off for an easy ride.
Surrender now or prepare to hide, hide, hide. Meowth!
That's right. Wobba.
Remember us? It was so weird because when Jesse and James say their name, the other two jumped in to do it. So then at the end, Jesse and James butt out the other ones to do the ending.
Wait. So James cuts off Wobba Fett and says, remember us?
Mm-hmm.
So is that what Wobba Fett says every time?
No, probably not, but...
It probably is.
No, Wobba Fett just means, like, that's right, basically. He's basically saying the same thing Meowth is.
No, he's saying, remember us? Wobba Fett.
Brock and the others arrive to rescue Joy, but are stopped by all the other Pokemon, and then they learn why she was taken. Team Rocket want to steal Shiftry, but instead he sends Team Rocket blasting off again!
Ding!
Then Joy shows up to stop the continued battle between Ash and Shiftry. Shiftry then gets to take Brock hopping through the trees to get medicine from the Pokemon Center and bring it back, while Nurse Joy got Nuzleaf to be stable. Once Nuzleaf is all better, everyone's all happy, and the gang move on their way, and Shiftry just lurks up high on the tree watching everything.
Are they happy on Oddish?
Happy
Oh
on
my stars!
And our Who's That Pokemon, as Rosella already found out, it's C-Dot. We had one boss fantasy, one modified motto, and then that's it. So now, let's rank it. And it's your turn, Ruby.
Jump for joy. It was okay. I guess the plot twist, like, not plot twist, but...
I mean, it was sort of a twist. We just knew it was coming.
Maybe right below, now that's flower power. And right above, in the nicker of time.
I'm okay with that ranking, so Jump for Joy is number 20 out of 37. And our exclamation points was 2 exclamation points and a question mark. So that counts for our 3s.
Yeah.
Now it's time to capture a Pokemon. And I mean, there's definitely the 1 star, but I can definitely see plenty of options because there was a lot of action with a bunch of groups going on. So, think of which one you thought was the best, and we'll count down.
I'm doing intensive thinking over here.
I see that. Do you have your thought in place?
Mm-hmm. It was really, really, really hard.
What's his name?
Shiftry?
Yes.
Nuzleaf? Oddish?
Okay.
Pikachu?
Okay.
Trico?
I know. Stop.
You said it because you knew it, and then you're like, wait, I gotta make it sound like I don't know what she's picking.
I knew what she was trying to think of, and I just decided to go down the whole list.
Wait, now I forgot again.
Shiftry? Trico? Pikachu? See that?
Sheesh.
Alright. 3, 2, wait, hold on. What was his name again?
Shiftry, Trico, Pikachu, Oddish, Sita. The other one, Nuzleaf.
Alright, 3, 2,
Wait,
1.
I'm not.
Alright, are we good now? 3, 2, 1. Wooper.
Shiftry.
Just kidding, Shiftry. Wooper wasn't even in the
If
episode.
there was a Wooper in this episode, I guarantee you, Meister, that would
there
be
was
me.
a Wooper?
There was not.
I knew there wasn't. Otherwise, that would be the one I chose.
Shiftry gets an Ultra Ball.
Oh, imagine if Wooper had a tiny segment and I chose Tim and then you chose...
You did that with like a Wobbuffet one time. Oh,
That's
yeah, Wobbuffet.
partly...
No, Quagsire? Quagsire.
That's partly, honestly, though, because it was like the day after New Year's Eve and I was falling asleep for half the episode. So I didn't remember most of it except for that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful interaction.
Gotcha. All right, with all our episodes complete, now it is time for Pokemon cards!
Whoop, whoop.
All right, so I pretty much run out of cards, so I had to pick up some more Mega Evolution and Mega Evolution Phantasmal Flames. And this week we're doing Phantasmal Flames with Gengar on our Mega Gengar on our packages. Because we did those ghost episodes.
My first Pokemon is Lombre, evolves from Lotad, grass type.
Lumbre.
Trapinch, fighting type. Zigzagoon, colorless.
I love Zigzagoon.
Ooh.
Especially Galarian Zigzagoon.
Prinplup, evolves from Piplup, water type. Item trainer card, Wondrous Patch. Gliscor, evolves from Gligar, fighting. Then, ooh, pretty. Cresselia, psychic. Carvana, I think it's my first reverse holo, dark type. Then my second reverse holo is Misdreavus, psychic type.
Mm.
Then my rare is Vileplume, evolves from Gloom, which evolves from Oddish, grass type. Then a dark energy card.
Whoa. You didn't get anything super exciting this time.
I know. I'm like, what?
Shocker.
Which means you might get it.
Whiny butt.
Maybe. Maybe luck is finally turning around.
I got a Murkrow, a dark type. Darumaka, fire type. Bronzor, metal type. Dugong, evolves from Seal, a water type. Dawn, my trainer supporter card. Seviper, a dark type. Granbull, evolves from Snubbull, psychic type. My first reverse holo, Ludicolo, evolves from
Lombre.
Lombre, a grass type. My second reverse holo is Apom, evolves from...
It's not Apom if it evolves.
Oh, wait.
Ambipom.
Ambipom, evolves from Apom, colorless. Mega Sharpedo EX, a dark type, evolves from Carvana, and a basic fire energy card.
Oh, so you got a mega. Congratulations. All right. I have Nimble, grass type. I have a Misdreavus, psychic type. Duraludon, metal type. Carvana, dark type. I have a Pokemon Tool trainer card, the Punk Helmet. It's for dark type Pokemon. Yeah. I have Alcremie, evolves from Milcery, psychic type.
Ooh, I like those ones.
I have a fire type Ceruledge, evolves from Charcadet.
You're just like getting all the cards that I've gotten before in like my last pack.
I have Apom as my first reverse holo, colorless. Wait. Oh, okay. Weird. Okay.
What?
So my next supposedly reverse holo is... Oh, it's an illustration rare. So yeah, that makes sense then. It's an illustration rare, but it is Mega Sharpedo EX.
A much more extended art than mine.
Wait, can I see yours again real quick? Yeah, so it is a different art. It's not just extended. It's alternate art. So.
Yeah.
Well,
so you did get something cool this
That was
time.
really cool. That was really cool because not only was it like, because usually when these show up, they're not the Mega EXs either that I've seen so far. So that was really cool. And then my rare is Flygon, evolves from Vibrava, fighting type. And I got a basic grass energy card. Well, it looks like our luck turned around because it's usually Vava and Ruby getting all the good stuff.
I did get a Mega Charizard XEX.
No, that's true. You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, my luck is turning around. All right. Well, that wraps up our episode. So, Routes Through Pokemon is a Hunterfield Institute production. You can find us on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, and other podcasting platforms. We're also on YouTube at the Hunterfield Institute channel. Just look for the Routes Through Pokemon playlists. And wherever you find us, please like, subscribe, rate, review, and go ahead and leave us some comments.
I like reading comments.
If you want to get in touch with us, you can email us at hunterfieldmanor@gmail.com. You can also find me, Shaylock, on Instagram at kinetic_card or on X at HunterfieldIns. There I post our Who's That Pokemon segments twice a week, as well as what's coming up, the more interesting cards we pull, and things like that. Those also show up on our Routes Through Pokemon Facebook page, where we also include the latest Pokemon catches from our games, as well as our current tally counts and episode rankings, so you can keep up with those. Next week, we will be covering 4 chapters of the manga from Volume 17, chapters 202 through 205, which will bring us to the 3rd gym in the manga. And then in the anime coverage, we will be covering 3 regular Season 6 episodes and a Chronicles episode, which will take us to the 3rd gym as well, and it will also be the end of Season 6, so you can look forward to our rearrangement of the rankings. So, thank you so much for listening, and we will catch you on the next route. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Sayonara. Part 73. Battling the Bullies. Unlike the last time Murasaki ran into his bullies, it wasn't just the leader who sent out a Pokemon. Zeke's Growlithe appeared, and joining it was a Pidgeotto and a Geodude. Murasaki's shoulders slumped. He had been lucky enough that his Grass-type Pokemon had survived its battle against the Growlithe last time they battled. Seeing that one of them also had a flying type, he didn't see how Stunner would stand a chance. At least the Geodude wasn't much of a threat. In fact, if Murasaki could get his Oddish to the Boulder Pokemon, then they could probably make short work of that enemy.
Oh, come on. You're making this too easy on me, boys.
Beck was still grinning. She didn't seem at all concerned that they were outnumbered.
Bomb! Ronin! Let's go!
Beck tossed out 2 Pokeballs, and a Voltorb and a Cubone both appeared.
I'll take Geodude,
Murasaki said, and then tossed Stunner, the Oddish, directly toward the rock Pokemon. I don't think so, Mura. Zeke pointed out the Oddish and opened his mouth to issue a command, but before he could, Beck shouted out her own command.
Ronin, swing your club at that Growlithe. Bomb, screech at the bird.
Zeke was surprised by the sudden attack from the Cubone, that he tried to redirect his plan to have Growlithe attack the Cubone, but fumbled over his words instead, as the Bone Club came crashing down on the Fire Pokemon's head.
Stunner, absorb.
Murasaki pointed toward the Geodude, who was rolling right toward the Oddish with what seemed to be a plan to crush it. They did collide, but it didn't seem to bother Stunner too much after draining some of the enemy's health. The short and scrawny friend of Zeke managed to keep a clear head and sent his Pidgeotto to flap its wings, sending gusts of wind at the Oddish. Beck wasn't deterred and had her Voltorb follow the bird.
Screech at that Growlithe on your way, Bomb. Ronin, keep clubbing it.
Growlithe tried to fight back and get out of range of the Cubone's swinging club, but Voltorb's loud noises were turning the fire Pokemon around. Ignoring the Pidgeotto, Murasaki commanded his Pokemon to drain more health from the rock Pokemon as it continued beating on the plant, and Pidgeotto hit with another blast of wind.
He's slowing down, Stunner. Keep it up.
Stop letting him hit you, Growlithe! Zeke was panicking as his Pokemon was being beaten down.
Take another swing, Ronin. Make it count.
The Cubone held the Bone Club low and behind him as it watched the Growlithe blast fire toward him. Then the ground Pokemon rushed forward, leapt into the air, and swung the club down hard onto the Growlithe. The fire Pokemon crumpled to the ground. Meanwhile, Beck's Voltorb rolled toward the Pidgeotto and then popped up into the air, smashing against the bird. Below them, Geodude landed on top of Oddish again, who was beginning to look beat up thanks to the flying attacks directed at it. But with another blast of Absorb, the Geodude collapsed as well, leaving Pidgeotto all alone. Swoop down and snatch that Oddish, Kevin, Zeke shouted at the owner of the Pidgeotto. Right.
Murasaki, call back your Pokemon.
Beck shouted as she aimed a Pokeball at Cubone to summon it back as well. The Pidgeotto shot down toward where Oddish stood, still somewhat battered. As it drew closer, Murasaki looked over at Beck and saw her staring at the diving Pokemon as she aimed her pointer finger at the Voltorb, her thumb sticking up as well.
Oh.
Murasaki said as he realized what was about to happen.
Stunner, return.
The Oddish looked at Murasaki, who aimed his Pokeball at it. At the same moment, Zeke realized what was about to happen and started to wave his hands as he shouted at Kevin to stop. But it was too late. Oddish vanished in a beam of light at the exact same time Beck jerked her finger back as if she had fired a gun. Pidgeotto spread its wings to control its descent and was right next to the Voltorb when it went off. Boom! The Pidgeotto was launched up into the air and landed 10 feet away. When the smoke cleared, Voltorb was gone, summoned back into its Pokeball, and so were Murasaki and Beck. The Geodude and Growlithe that had already been defeated looked even worse off, and the 3 bullies, Zeke, Eric, and Kevin, were too stunned to move, their faces covered in exploded dirt. Eventually, Zeke blinked, and soon after, he shook his head. He looked around for Murasaki and Beck, and when he couldn't find them, he ground his teeth and clenched his fists. "I'll get you for that, Mura. You can't run and hide forever, you coward, and one day I'm going to make you pay." Further down the route, Murasaki and Beck were ducking in some tall grass, panting from their run. They could see the bully trio through some small trees.
They look pretty angry with you, Murasaki.
She quickly added, remembering how he reacted to that nickname.
Oh, bummer.
They the real reason you didn't want to go back to Celadon?
Psh, no.
When Beck looked at him skeptically, Murasaki added,
I mean, I really don't enjoy dealing with them, but they've been bullying me most of my life.
Sure. Okay. Just checking. We probably made it worse now, though.
Probably. Good thing I don't plan on going back anytime soon.
Well, eventually you'll have to, right? To earn the badge there?
Murasaki sighed.
Yeah, eventually. But, I have 7 other badges to go before I have to do that.
Fair. Though, you should really think about catching some more Pokemon before then. That Oddish isn't going to carry you through on its own.
Well, I had planned to get a Ghastly at the tower, but that didn't go so well, did it?
True, but even then, you'll need more than that. Need some variety, you know?
Yeah. But right now we need to figure out how to get back to Lavender without being seen.
Too late.
What do you mean?
Murasaki asked cautiously. He could see that Beck's eyes were staring at something right behind him. Then he started to feel warmer. A lot warmer.
Oh, just maybe this might be a time to finally add to your roster of Pokemon.
Murasaki turned and found a reddish-brown Pokemon with 6 fluffy, beautiful tails. And it was shooting sparks of flame right at him. To be continued.